Hello YouTube, Arrow Assassin here today, and welcome back to another PvP video. And today we're going to be doing a guide on Pharaoh. This is what you guys want to see. So let's go ahead and start off here with the talents. First row, Predator, Sabretooth, Lunar Inspiration. I would go with Sabretooth. That's my 100% recommendation. It's straight up a Ferocious Bite, increased damage, which is pretty much your main huge damage dealing ability. And it also increases the duration of RIP by combo points spent. If you really want to, you can play Lunar Inspiration, but I honestly 100% do not really recommend playing early this anymore. Just Sabretooth is just way better for the more increased damage, and plus increases the per second on RIP when you use it with your combo points. So I would go with Sabretooth. That's really all there is to it. Next row, Tiger's Dash, Renewal, and Wild Charge. For Feral, I would recommend Wild Charge. As many of you watch, if many of you guys still, or if many of you guys watch my Boomkin videos, you guys always know I go Renewal. But for Feral, Wild Charge, I feel like just fits this way, way more. And I would recommend Wild Charge over these other ones simply due to the fact that you can get away a little bit better with Travel Form Leap and get right back to the action with the Cat Leap. It's just really all there is to it. Next row, I've seen a lot of people use different things. This is kind of like a situation, like it's really up to you type of thing. Me personally, I can't play without Restore Infinity on any spec. I love Restore Infinity. It's just something I'll never really play without it, unless I really play rated stuff. Then I go Guardian Infinity. But I've seen Ferals say they love Balance Infinity the most, and it works for them. So if that works for you, use that. It's pretty much up to you. I would experiment which one you personally prefer more, but if I would recommend Restore Infinity just because it's easier and have a heal with you. But Guardian Infinity isn't bad either for the reduced damage, but like I said, that Swift Man and having a rejuve just is nice. Typhoon, if you want to knock people off. Mass Entanglement, I just don't find any use for it for Feral like I did with Boomkin, so I don't use that. Mighty Bash I use all the time for that extra stun. So that's really all there is to it. So next row. Soul of the Forest, Savage Roar, and Incarnation. I don't like Savage Roar. I'm personally not a fan of it. I don't like it. It costs energy, and it's already a pain in the butt to manage the energy, in my opinion, as it is. So I don't really use it. Soul of the Forest is just a passive that grants you energy back and also deals increased damage. So that's the reason why I use it. Incarnation isn't bad either. Some Ferals use it. Some love it more. It's just an up to you type of thing. But my personal 100% recommendation, Soul of the Forest. And that's it. Next row, I go with Brutal Slash simply due to the fact that I just don't particularly really care for the other ones. Thrash, you don't really, I feel like it's not like you'll be, in my opinion, using it really often. So I don't use Son of Blood. Brutal Slash, you can use it with your Tiger's Fury up and it does decent damage. I use Primal Wrath at first, but it's just not really that good, in my opinion. I mean, it may be in like huge areas, like small areas, like AV Tower, stuff like that, but 100% Brutal Slash is just way better, hands down. So I'd recommend Brutal Slash. Now comes the final row, and this one, all three of them are good. I personally can't stand Bloodhounds. I don't like it, never have. So I don't use it. I use either Moment of Clarity or Feral Frenzy, but I feel like Bloodhounds may be the better go-to damage-wise. So if you can handle Bloodhounds, I'd probably use it. But Feral Frenzy is pretty good burst, which I'll go over in my rotation shortly later on. But Moment of Clarity also gives you increased damage to your Shred, Thrash, or Brutal Slash by 15%. Which is pretty good when it procs, of course, for the Moment of Clarity. And it also gives you maximum increased energy by 30. So if you're struggling with energy, Moment of Clarity might actually be better for you, because some people actually like Moment of Clarity. And that's it for the talents. Now let's go over the honor talents. I run Thorns most of the time, because if you got melee on you can make them hit themselves. That's really all there is to it. Ferocious Wound can reduce the maximum health by somebody, so that actually helps pretty often as well. And Leader of the Pack, which actually increases crit by 5% for you and everybody. So overall, it's really nice. Other talents that, if you don't want to use some of these, like obviously Thorns is situational, so if you want, you can switch that out for Cyclone, if you really want to. That's also another good talent. Fresh Wound is also another one that's decent. Some people use that as well. Another one that I personally like is Rip and Tear because it instantly applies Rake and Rip to the target. And then another one I also like is Salvage Momentum. So the ones I usually switch out are Thorns and Leader of the Pack. I always leave Ferocious Wound. I kind of like that one. But you, of course, don't have to use that one. So the thing with Feral is you can use whatever build you kind of want honor talent wise because there's tons of really, really good ones. So just find a right honor talent build that you personally like. Anything can work, and it's also situational because, like I said, Thorns. If you're going up against a caster, clearly that's not going to help. So you can switch it out if you want to. And that's it. Now let's go over stat priority. Stat priority, I stack Mastery because it increases your damage, and especially as Feral, because Feral is going to want as much huge Ferocious Bite as possible because your bleeds aren't really that great. Bleeds haven't been great for a while, so your main damage is obviously going to be from Ferocious Bite. So stack as much Mastery as possible, and that's really all there is to it. I usually go with probably... versatility would probably be my second choice, or crit. It's really up to you. Haste at one point was what I stacked, but I got rid of as much haste as I could for mastery, so you can see I still have kind of an okay amount of haste. So about, say, probably the amount of haste I have right now isn't too terribly bad, but yeah, so probably my order that I stack is mastery and then either versatility or crit, in my opinion. Because I go with versatility next usually because it's obviously another increased damage, so I like just getting big damage. Next is race. Keep in mind all of these are my opinion. We'll start with Horde. I would say High Mountain Torn is probably my favorite for Feral. It's a straight up increase to versatility, which is a little bit slightly more damage. It's really all there is to it. The charge is really nice, so you can just charge at somebody, knock them down, or get away. That's another reason why I like High Mountain. After that, my next favorite is probably, I would say, Troll. Because of the extra haste for when you have Berserking up. So that's really all there's to it. After that, I would say Zandalari, because Regeneration, I don't use it as often as I want to, because it's kind of hard when you got dots on you and all that stuff. There's really no way to dispel it. But in some ways, it's definitely really, really useful. And Embracing the Law, whichever you pick, can be pretty nice as well. Not to mention you get a free Goblin Glider. So that's pretty nice. And then finally, I would pick Torn as last because War Stomp, it DRs with all your stuns, which you have 2 of, which is pretty much your main only CCs really, is your stuns. So having that on DR just isn't really that good. Obviously you have Cyclone, which is not a stun, but for the most part you're going to have 2 stuns, and having War Stomp DR just doesn't seem that good. And the extra stamp, while yes, having more HP is nice, just doesn't seem all that really worth it. That's just my opinion. Okay. Alliance side, I would go with Shadow Mode from Night Elves, because Shadow Mode will give you that brief second of, if you do it fast enough, you can get extra stun from that. Not to mention, it can save you from Chaos Bolts, or as somebody put it in my other video, the Male Dick Trinket, which I forgot about, so yeah, it can save you from that. It can save you a lifesaver, that's it. Not to mention, you can fly away as the druid, instant flight, as I know a lot of druids do that, especially with BFA getting closer. Well, I guess I shouldn't say closer, but semi-close, I guess, to getting flight back, so that'll be useful as well. Next, I would say, is Cliterian. It's an extra increase in versatility, more damage. Not to mention, Haymaker is really hilarious. That's really all there is to it. And last but not least, it would be Worgen. I just never been impressed with Worgen. Dark Flight can help you get away. It's an extra sprint, so you have 3. But that's it. Or sprint, so you have 3. Crit is nice, so can't go wrong with Worgen if you want to go Worgen, but I don't really particularly am not impressed with Worgen. Okay, and last but not least is rotation. So keep in mind, this is my rotation. If you have different rotations, feel free to post in the comments. And yeah, so what I open with is Rake, and then I go ahead. No, wait, hold on. Let me restart that. Sorry, my brain fried for a second. All right, sorry. Okay, so what I want to do is prowl here and get lightning on my screen because that scared the crap out of me for a brief second. All right, let's go ahead and get a prowl in. All right, here's what you want to do for real this time. Start off with a Rake, get a shred, supply a rip, pop your berserking here if you have it up. Otherwise, if you don't, what you want to do is shred, get 5 combo points, ferocious bite quick so your stuff resets, pop for Tiger's Fury, Feral Frenzy into another ferocious bite, and then just go from there. And then that's pretty much my rotation. And then just keep doing your stuff. And that's with berserking, of course. So let's do the rotation one more time, and this time without berserking. So, because your berserking is not obviously going to always be up. So this is going to be the rotation without berserking. Let me get this combo points off real quick, so that way we start from scratch. But yeah, the final this is the final rotation without berserking. All right, here we go. Once again, you open up with a Rake, get a shred, apply rip, get a shred, get another shred, pop Tiger's Fury, pop up one more shred for 5 combo points, ferocious bites, and then pop a Feral Frenzy into another ferocious bite, and that'll pretty much nuke somebody's health to orbit. And then follow that up with just keeping up your Rake up all the time, and build up with some shreds, ferocious bite to keep up your rip. And that's really it. That's pretty much your rotation. And then once your Tiger's Fury is up, you pop it up on cooldown again, and then you just ferocious bite. And also, you want to use shred. I mean, not shred. You want to use brutal slash with your Tiger's Fury up for that extra damage. That's when you want to use your brutal slashes. So hopefully this helped you out. I'm sorry I confused you guys probably towards the end with the rotation. Hopefully I fixed that there. Let me, just in case, I want to try it one more time because I don't want to butcher it for you guys. So what you want to do here is, like I said, you want to prowl, pop your Rake, get a get up to 3 combo points, which I already had. You want to use your rip, get a shred up to build your combo points, pop your Tiger's Fury into a ferocious bite, into another Feral Frenzy, do another ferocious bite, and then that's it. Go from there. And I said Feral Frenzy twice by accident. I apologize. My brain is just out of it today. But yeah, that's it. That's the rotation. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment down below. And hopefully this helps you. I'll see you guys. So I realized I forgot one very important detail, so let's go over the last thing. Azerite traits. Azerite traits, I have Jungle's Fury times 2, one in the chest, and one in the helmet. I prefer these because the extra crit, and crit is really nice, of course, for Feral for the bigger, obviously, ferocious bites, because it's going to be your main source of damage. So I have 2 of those. Blood Mist, I have one of these, so that way Berserk can has a chance to occur. I have one of these simply due to the fact that having a free Berserk every once in a while is just really nice. And then the final 2 are Untamed Ferocity, because that reduces the cooldown of your Berserk, so that way you can use it more often. So, if possible, I would go for at least 1 Blood Mist, at least 1 Gushing Lacerations, if I even said that wrong, if I said that right. Untamed Ferocity, if you can get 2 of those, and Jungle's Fury. So those are the ones I recommend. So at least get 1 Blood Mist, 1 Gushing, and then from there get Jungle's Fury and Untamed Ferocity. Hopefully this guy helps you out, guys, and I will see you guys later.